It's October and pumpkins are now in season, and there's a lot of different things you can make besides pumpkin pie. We're joined by Carolyn Piguet with Piguet's Prime Time. Carolyn, good to see you today. Today we're going to be making some pumpkin creme brulee. I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, well, you know, we sometimes get kind of stagnant into the same kind of things, and you know, I have noticed there's lots of different things you can do with pumpkin. You know, they'll do it either on the savory side or on the sweet side or whatever, and you know, with us having access to farm fresh eggs and all those kind of things and cream, this was just an easy component to do.
And those are some of the main ingredients.
Exactly.
So, perfect. So what do we do?
We start out with 3 eggs, and then we'll just whip those together. To that, we're going to add a ½ cup of sugar and just kind of make that, you know, that component. The thing about creme brulee that is, you know, it's a custard basically. It's kind of a fancy name for a custard, and the thing that's a little bit different on it is you heat that cream and kind of, you know, coordinate it into your mix. You don't want to put it all at one time or you'll get scrambled eggs.
So did you already heat this cream here?
I already heated this up so it'd be ready for us to go. But you just kind of stream that in there, and that adds to the lightness of that. You know, creme brulee is a very light type dessert, and it, you know, we serve it all year long, just basically with the vanilla flavoring.
Right.
Because of our access to our farm fresh eggs and all those things. But this was just something that, you know, was an easy component to promote the pumpkin thing. And so then to that goes a cup of the puree.
Okay.
And that's just about a ½ a can, because there are 2 cups in a can. And we will put just a 1/4 of a teaspoon. That's a little more than that, but
that's all right.
It's all right. It's all in the spices. Yeah. And so then you'll just basically incorporate that. So you're doing something with a very small, you know, kind of a small ingredient list. And
it's 4 ingredients.
Yeah, 4 ingredients basically. And
or 5, I guess.
It's one of those things that you can make it up ahead, and it's ready to go. Now from this point, we'll put it in ramekins, or I have also done it in, you know, in a bigger pan. I've done that if you wanted to do it for a smaller group of people or whatever. But you're just going to put it in your ramekins and pour that in, and then you're going to place it in a shallow pan that has kind of some sides on it, and put hot water in that and steam that. Now, if you at the restaurant, I'm very fortunate because I have a component in my oven that will steam it itself. But that steam helps set that custard, and so that's what makes that work.
And I'm sure you could use, you know, raw pumpkin for this.
Yes,
or like some varieties too.
Yeah, I mean, and if if you're one who wants to do that, you can get those little sugar pumpkins. You can bake them in the oven and then just puree them. I've done a lot of butternut squash this last couple weeks, and it's basically you just put it in the oven, let them bake off, because I always tried to cut them up and they're hard to cut. But you can put a few holes in them, bake them for about an hour and a half, and they are mellow. Puree them in a food processor, and I just add a little cream and a little chicken broth, and man, it is good to go. We sold so much of it the last couple of weeks.
That's awesome. How do you get the great color on top and kind of the crunch? Because that's like the really great thing about
that's what makes it creme brulee from just custard. You'll take and lightly put sugar. Sometimes they say to do a fine crystal, and then you'll take a one of those little torch things.
Yeah.
They probably have a
little miniature blow torches. I've always wanted one. I've been looking on Amazon because I see these guys on TikTok that make like a quesadilla and they melt their cheese with their blowtorch.
I was going to do it on here, but I thought, it might not light, or it might make a lot of noise or whatever.
In the studio job,
play with it. You know, never get to come back or whatever. But you're gonna put, and one thing I've overdone, you can put too much sugar, but just put a fine little layer of sugar, and then take that torch, and it will just make a little crust on it. Awesome. Then you break through that crust and then go with that.
And then real quick, you serve it at the restaurant with, what are those then?
Those are pumpkin whoopie pies.
Amazing.
And they're just using pumpkin in another format. It's got kind of a cream, whipped cream, marshmallow cream center, just a little bit to make it just a little bit better.
A great combo. Carolyn, thanks so much. This looks fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks.
You can check out many more recipes just like this one by going to our website, news6.com/recipes.